Alright, pull this up to my mouth here as close as possible. What is good, everybody? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless Wonder the Man Lincoln Clay, and we're back with GT7 on PSVR 2. And here it is. It's been the 1 month. It's kind of weird to use the word anniversary because I think that means 1 year. I don't know. So, you've probably seen these titles all over the place 1 month later, and I'm no different. And I think with me, 1 month later, I mean, there's, I guess to put it in a nutshell, I mean, there's nothing about PSVR 2 that makes me regret buying it. because I still think it's worth the money. I still think it's a good headset. I guess the two areas that I find myself fighting with myself on is if somebody were to ask me, would you recommend PSVR 2 or a PC? Because I would never be able to give them a straight answer. It would always be a situation where I'm asking them, how much money do you want to spend? And I think the other thing that I find myself doing is I've been going back and forth whenever I get a chance to compare PSVR 2 to PC, and yesterday was no exception. I did the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners upgrade on PSVR 2, and I compared that to the PC version on my main PC, Voltron, with the 4090 in it, on the Reverb G2, which I really shouldn't have done that because it would be clear which one has a sharper picture, and that was true to form. But 4090 had a sharper picture with the G2. I would say the area where the PlayStation VR 2 had the advantage was with the blacks. The blacks were really dark in there, and I think at night the game really looked like it was night. In terms of the sharpness, it was sharp. I think it looked better. In terms of the sharpness, it looked better than the state that Call of the Mountain launched in when it first launched. I think it's sharper than GT7. I mean, GT7 for the most part is a clear picture. It just looks blurry when you get to the corners because of the reprojection. In the case of Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, I believe this game is 90 frames native, so I didn't notice any reprojection. And like I said, it was a nice clear picture even in the distance. There wasn't any blur in the distance, so a good clean sharp picture. Not razor sharp like PC, like my PC, but a good sharp picture. I think the only thing was that when I looked around on the PSVR 2 version, there was parts of the environment that looked blanked, that looked like something was removed in order to free up assets. You know, you might see a brick wall and you don't see the brick pattern go through the entire wall. You know, maybe around the edges in certain spots. Some of it looked like it was by design of the art style. Some of it looked like it might have been stripped out in order to free up resources. But for the most part, nah, there's almost no difference between PC and PSVR 2 as far as the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners goes. I think we can get out here and do a lap or two. Uh-oh. Keep forgetting to switch the wheel. So this is a reverse layout. Oh. Oh, wait. Now this is supposed to be a 14-lap race. Fuel consumption is times 1. Tire wear is times 7. shite. Oh my Christ. And it's time for the race already. And looks like I qualified second to last. So find my gloves here. Excuse me, folks. Oh my Christ. So you got to go with at least a change of tire compound. Oh, crikey. Look at that. Christ. I said, this is the only game I know where people come in here with the intentions of knocking you off the road. That was so blatant. A 3-second penalty? Are you got to be kidding me? Damn it. Oh my God! He had planned the pinball off of me. 3 seconds? What the fuck? Oh, that's the #1 car that passed me. Okay. Not so hot.
Yikes. Yeah, that guy ain't no punk. I think I had an issue with him before. Oh, whoever this, he simply has a letter A on his name. He got hit with a 1-minute penalty, and it keeps dropping him further and further down the line. Holy shit! Yeah, he paid the price for whatever he did. Oh, 4-star roulette. Let's get in here and sign up for the next one. I think I can do better next time. Let's start out with the hards this time. And let's... Oh, Ham got a 127 on here. All right, that's what I got to aim for. So I hit a 129 on here. Ah, damn it. I was on the way to a good lap till that happened. Oh well. Oh, look at the trees. They look like cutouts. So, yesterday...
MVR said, "Good evening at Lincoln Klay VR. I was just on this myself."
Hello, Ham, my good friend. How are you? So, that situation that we were talking about during the F1 race, looks like that situation is going to rear its ugly head more sooner than later when I talked about the possibility of we could have a situation where Checo and Max end up fighting it out. I think what Max did was
MVR said, "I got a first at Spa flexed biceps."
Ah, there you go. I felt like with the GT2 cars with soft tires, you could go full throttle on the majority of that track.
MVR said, "The look on Max's father's face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy."
Right. My God, bumper cars, bumper cars, bumper cars. Oh boy. I think after this race I'm gonna have to go back to Spa, as much as I don't want to. In fact, I'm almost thinking about quitting this race because I mean, they're just knocking people out of the. This is bumper cars. And the more curves that the track has, the more bumper cars is going on. These guys just have the intentions of pretty much knocking you out the way. I see you did a 127 on this track too, Ham. Nice looking Red Bull. Oh shit. I didn't want him to get away from me, so I punched it out of the apex too soon. A lot of people have been making mistakes at this corner right here, so this is probably where I can get him. Need 2 more laps, and then I'll come in for a tire change. So I'm going to come in this lap. God damn it, I hate that shit.
Shit! Yeah, I think I'm done with those races. It wasn't, in my opinion, it wasn't that long of a track. Not to mention all the bumper cars that was going on. See if I can get into this next one. This one here. Entry period starts. Might as well wait for the entry period.
And let's come back and check the chat, because I'm sure by now the TV shut off, and see how many chats went by that I wasn't able to catch.
VR said, "You should put your sim hub dial on the other side so we can see the lap times." MVR said, "Noise."
All right. So there I am. Oh, whoa! A 204 amp? Holy shit! Oh, that's why you wanted me to move the chat. Yeah, sure.
MVR said, "Less gum clapping, more driving people."
God. Gotcha.
MVR said they need to add password blockings.
I agreed. Fuck that good lap up. Damn it.
Wow.
Ham VR said, like in F122 VR, in GT7 VR I think they should add the driver positions on the 2D screen for viewers to see. I think that's why there's not so many streaming GT7 in VR. Great Tantrum said, how is 1 month later? Same, less impressed or more impressed?
I'm more along the lines of, I think it's good for what you're paying for it. And what makes it so hard for me to give a cut and dry answer to it is the fact that I've got 3 PCs and I'm trying to figure out, you know, where my PSVR 2 fits relative to those 3 PCs. I would definitely recommend somebody get PSVR 2, but the question is whether I recommend they get it over a PC or not, and that all comes down to how much money do they want to spend. Because I mean, this does look good, but the sharper picture and the more detail more detail still lies with my my most powerful PC. And each game that I start to take a look at, I see more and more of the small details that was stripped out of the game in order to get it to run good. Like Pavlov, for instance, the details that were stripped out of Pavlov in order to get it to run good, you'll never see that. If it wasn't for the side-by-side comparisons that I've seen, I wouldn't have been able to catch it. Took a look at Walking Dead Saints and Sinners yesterday, and the picture was clear. And I think it runs at a native 90 frames per second, so it runs good with no reprojection. But there was areas within the environment, in my opinion, that looked a little bit bland, where you might look at a wall and says, okay, it seems like there should have been a painting hanging here or something like that. You know what I mean? So I haven't really had a chance to go through it with a fine-tooth comb, but without question, my PC is razor sharp on Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. That's not the shit on the PSVR 2 version, because it is good. It's a good clear picture. So 205 is the fastest lap, huh? So yeah, I would still recommend PSVR 2 to somebody who was interested in jumping into VR. Like I said, it would all depends on how much money they want to spend. If they wanted to get into PSVR for for GT7, I would absolutely, recommend it. But if they wanted to get into it for, say, like maybe my case, a set of Corsa Competizione in VR, depending on how much money they're willing to spend, I might advise them to go the PC route. So one thing's for certain, if you were to ask me, do you regret getting PSVR 2? No. If someone were to ask me, are you going to return it? No. I mean, it covers me across the board. So now whether I'm on PlayStation or whether I'm on PC, I'm covered across the board. I have my VR across the board. So
In a perfect world, that would be the perfect combination.
Player said, I play ACC on triple screens, but you have me seriously considering switching 9NG to VR after having my very first VR experience on PlayStation.
Ah! Interesting. They're going to fight it out, so I'll get my chances to catch them. Oh my God!
Great Tantra said, the PSVR 2 looks to me to be a value almost unmatched for the market. The PC room, as you said, depends on your funds.
Yeah, absolutely.
No recommended for PC VR.
Especially if you want to sim race in VR, because it's definitely demanding.
Said, FYI for the quali session link, and you can load in the ghosts of top ranked drivers to see what cars and lines they use.
Okay, that's interesting. I got hit with a 3-second penalty. I thought I only got hit with a half a second penalty. That fucked me up.
That should help
Definitely.
The Nissan GT-R seems the most popular.
Yeah, but I refuse to jump on that bandwagon and use the Nissan. I won with this Lexus a couple of days ago. That's just like on ACC. Once they sent that update through and the Honda NSX became the fast car, everybody started using it.
Assetto Corsa 2 is coming 2024.
That sounds about right. Nice. Nice.
Said, what an arse.
Yep.
Could see that coming.
Yep. But it's like it's bumper cars. In my opinion, no skill with these guys. It's just bumper cars. Go down the straightaway. When you see the corner approaching,
You zero in on the car that you want to bump out the way. You knock him out the way. You hold your line because of it, and you move up a position. So, bumper cars. I mean, I said I kind of treat this like an amusement park ride. When I'm dead serious, that's when I head on over to Assetto Corsa Competizione. That's the real disappointment in all of this stuff, is that Assetto Corsa Competizione on PS5 won't get VR support. If it did, oh my God.
Trump said, the better drivers are more likely at the daily races.
You know what? I saw a video from Super GT today, and he did this daily race. He qualified 11th with a 205, which I was like shocked. I was like, huh? You know, somebody of his caliber qualifying with a 205? And I think he ended up finishing like 6th or 5th or something in the race. But the point is, he was able to move up because cars were knocking each other out the way, and because cars were catching penalties.
MVR said, this is a daily race, hee hee.
Yesterday, you know, on my Twitch channel, I streamed Assetto Corsa Competizione. Did a daily race over there. And the daily race over there is Silverstone, which is one of my favorite tracks, even though it scares me to death.
Trump said, how does ACC maintain better drivers?
It's a serious... ACC is the benchmark of sim racing these days. And in my opinion, low fuel motorsports seriously saved that game. The competition servers are weird.
Said, oh wow. It is dailies. Why so many clowns? HamVR said, they need to improve the penalty for taking people out. It seems hit or miss at the moment.
Yeah.
I've been taken out a few times and they got no penalty for doing it.
Oh, you want to hear something worse than that, Ham? A guy knocked me off the track and knocked me clean into the wall, and I got hit with a 2.5 second penalty for it, and nothing happened to him. Their penalty system is fucked up. You know, but in the sense of in that same breath, Assetto Corsa Competizione, their penalty system is fucked up as well. The one thing that makes their penalty system good is the low fuel motorsports race. If somebody does something to you, you make a clip of it, and then you upload that clip and you file a protest, or you report them, and live stewards will view the footage, and then if they determine that that person did something wrong, they will come down on them hard with a penalty. I mean, they could lose about 80 ELO. Now, for the guys that's way up there, that's like gold and, you know, that's got the gold plaques and shit like that, that don't really affect them. But for somebody like me that's fighting to get out of iron and trying to get into iron plus, getting hit with a penalty from being reported hurts like you wouldn't believe. And, you know, as I said before, Assetto Corsa Competizione is the benchmark for sim racing games. And I think some of the best sim racers in the world compete in Assetto Corsa Competizione. One thing that is like that I absolutely love, even though I've never done it before, is the endurance races when you have an 8, 10, 12, 24-hour race, the way you can switch drivers. You pull up the menu screen, and like these guys are talking to each other through Discord, going over their strategies. And so when the guy gets ready to switch driver, he'll basically, you know, ask his team, you know, how much gas do you want me to put in the car, and a bunch of other stuff. And then before he comes in, he selects the driver that he wants to turn the car over to. He pulls into the pits. These guys are talking to each other in Discord, and they do a countdown together. 3, 2, 1, switch, and then they'll switch drivers, and then he's out of there. And I love watching those endurance events on ACC on the weekends. You know, every Saturday there's...
Said, see, this is the kind of crap I don't like. I barely if ever go online to race. I rather race the AI than race against clowns and then get punished for it. Screw that.
I would rather race live people. It's just this penalty system is just, it's I think inconsistent is the word for this penalty system. Now ACC, their in-game
MVR said, there is a speed hack in ACC at the moment. They need to be on that and ban players when caught. Problem is the player buys the game again, so Kunos have no incentive.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, you know, like lately there's been some cheating scandals going on within sim racing. You had a couple of cheating scandals within F1, namely Thomas Ronhar. And then you had the situation over with ACC. And in both incidents, it looked like the accused people might have been using some kind of grip pack. And when I first seen the side-by-side of these lap times...
MVR said, the Sophie AI is pretty amazing at Great Tantrum. That's going to be epic.
Yeah, that's definitely, if I wanted to race against the AI, I would definitely do it against Sophie. But I think the AI on ACC is sufficient if you turn it all the way up. I mean, the bad thing about the AI on ACC, if you turn it all the way up, is the cars will try to drive right through you if you're too slow.
Said, I don't get Sophie. I am playing on a pleb machine called PS4 Pro. LOL.
Tantrum. How do you not have a PS5 if you're playing GT7, unless you don't have any interest in wanting to play it in VR? Great videos, by the way, Ham.
VR said, I think it just needs a more powerful console, e.g. PS5 Pro, for a full grid of Sophie.
Agreed.
Great Tantrum said, can't afford it. VR said, time will tell, I guess.
Oh, you know what, Ham? I've been meaning to ask you. I'm seriously thinking about whether or not to get a Pimax Crystal or wait and see what headset that Valve is going to introduce next. I just thought about something. Maybe I should have stuck with the Acura, because I think I did turn in my fastest lap with the Acura, or the Honda rather. The Pimax Crystal is 2880p. It has inside-out tracking, and it does have controllers. It's a standalone headset that also has a native PC Connect. You know, people have complained about, like, right there, you see the positions?
Said. Yeah, it's a tough one. Emax could be great. Fingers crossed for a demo unit.
Oh, you requested one? Alright, cool. Let me know. Absolutely let me know. God damn it! Bumper cars. My God. I mean, at times I want to do it back to them, but I don't want to stoop to their level.
Sense of speed is greatest on GT7. Great tantrum. Said. I now know what GT7 has surface music. It will be perfect to play while racing the bozos.
Oh my God. Look at him pulling away from you.
MVR said. It should try and pair you with more safety rating S drivers since you are rated S. However, you might get paired with higher rank but lower safety rated opponents. MVR said. Fast but dirty, basically LOL.
Right. Yep, you too, my guy.
MVR said. Laters all.
There you go. There you go.
Great tantrum. Said. And AG29.
Here. There it is. He's done. He went off the road. Got ice water running through my veins. Got the victory.
Said. Nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Drum. Said. I would love to have breakfast in VR. The carnage would be awesome.
It would be. I am going to save that replay.
Great tantrum. Said. That's your training paying off again, Lincoln.
Thank you. Thank you. Ha 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 ha! I am going to save that replay. So let's go redeem one of our roulette tickets, and then we will take a look at a little bit of that replay. Come on, I need that money. Ah, that ain't shit. I'm trying to get the 3 million so I can buy the Toyota GR010. Here we go. Let's have a look. Think on Klay. I'm probably going to hit with a copyright claim because of this damn music. And I was still able to pull off the win. Are you talking about in VR or? Oh yeah, that was huge. Thanks.
What setting do you have your force feedback on? Great tantrum. Said. In your audio options at the bottom there is a mode switch called broadcast mode. It turns off the copyright music.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll have to go through that afterwards because I want to keep watching this race. I already got hit with the copyright, so I might as well follow through with it. My force feedback. Percentage-wise, this is a 20 Newton meter wheelbase. I've got it set to about 55%, which I think is the equivalent to 11 Newton meters. I used to crank it all the way up. I used to have it running at about 80%. But with some cars, the resistance is stronger than others. So when I was using cars where the resistance was really, really strong, my reaction time was slow, and it was causing me to go wide. So I had to turn the torque down so I could react faster. I'm on his ass. Woski, what's good? Oh yeah, I just won this race too. I'm watching a replay of it. Now I will say with the replays of this game, they do a really good job of showing a sense of speed and showing how fast these cars are really moving.
SFA player said, "For me, GT7 has the best graphics and I love watching the replays, especially in VR. Are there any PC games that come close?"
I think Assetto Corsa Competizione, in terms of the physics, and probably realism is the best one out there. It's my favorite. But I think in terms of clarity on PC in VR, Automobilist 2 is the clearest.
SFA player said, "Have you tried the replay in VR mode yet?"
I might have, but I think I did, because it's like sideline views. I'll take a look at it for a second after this. So let me go back and try this VR mode. There we go, VR replay.
SFA player said, "I I agree. The physics are more realistic in ACC. I have a butt kicker and it works much better with ACC.
Oh yeah, I got base shakers on my rig too. Cheaper than a butt kicker. I got 2 base shakers, one on the back of the rig right here, and one underneath the pedal plate where my pedals are. Yeah, I don't like that reprojection watching these VR replays, because he looks like the cars are ghosting. But man, that sense of speed when those cars go by, shit. When the cars go by, you guys may not be able to see it, but when the cars go by, you almost see what looks like a blurred double image of the car. That's the reprojection from the artificial frames being inserted in between the real frames. Yeah, it's almost like these cars are leaving a ghost trail, and that's from the reprojection. And that's been the big complaint about this game, is that a lot of people are mistaking the reprojection for blur. Now they did, I think, put out an update to address some of the blur, and they did make it look a little bit better, because I think they. Because no, I can tell you from my experience with VR, sim racing in VR, 60 frames is not good. For a game like maybe Microsoft Flight Simulator, where everything's moving slow, 60 frames is fine. But with a racing game, no. 90 frames is the sweet spot, and it's got to be 90 native frames, not reprojection. I didn't find that out. I did not find that out until after I
player said, just imagine when they improve the VR playback on the next Gran Turismo.
Now the fact of the matter is, I think the PS5, for the most part, like, doesn't have enough power to run this game at a native 90 frames per second. And that's why they, did the 120 hertz reprojection. If this game was able to run at a native 90 frames, there wouldn't be any blurring or any ghosting.
Tantrum said, they should have made it 90 FPS then.
No, I don't think that.
Isn't the PS5 powerful enough?
No, not a detailed game like this. Maybe a VR game that's got some Roblox type graphics, yeah. Like for instance, There's a few games, like the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, that runs at a native 90 frames per second on PSVR 2, and it looks pretty damn good. You know, I noticed a few, you know, lacking details between that and the PC version, but it's still damn good. And it's like I said, it's a native 90 frames per second, and there's no reprojection or blurring or anything like that. It's a clear picture, even into the distance. With VR sim racing games, they are very, very demanding. What happens with VR sim racing games is when you're on the straights, you could have a frame rate as low as 40 frames per second and it's still going to look smooth. It's when you get to the corners that if you are below 90 frames per second, you will see the drops. You will see the drops in frames. So you got to be able to do more than hit 90 frames per second. You got to be able to maintain it. And the HP Reverb G2 is a very demanding headset. And the 4090 that I have gives it enough power that I'm able to super sample the resolution up to 3100p and still maintain 90 frames per second at VR epic settings. And that, but I got to use the help of the Open XR toolkit because I don't want to overclock my PC and run the risk of melting the plug. But when I play ACC on my PC, like I said, I'm running it super sampled at 3100p at ultra at VR epic settings, and the picture is just unbelievably clear. It's like jaw dropping with no reprojection or anything. Everything just goes by smooth. It's just unbelievable. This looks pretty good. It's just the reprojection. Now, I've gotten used to it because I've been doing VR for so long. I'm used to the reprojection because it's not the first time that I've seen it. It caught me off guard the way leading up to the release of this headset, how everybody was saying it looks amazing and this and that and that and this and shit like that. And there was some people, you know, the media and shit like that. There were some people that weren't 100% transparent. Like sadly as Bradley is one of the guys who was transparent. He said, yeah, I seen some chromatic aberrations, some artifacting, blur, reprojecting. He was honest about it. Other people haven't been so honest. Because I'm not going to lie, when I first put the headset on, as far as GT7 goes, I was like, what the hell is this blurry shit? I was like, what happened to all this 4K shit everybody was talking about? And so I had to play with the headset. I had to move it around, find a sweet spot, play with the IPD adjustment, all that kind of shit. Make sure the eye tracking was calibrated, all kinds of shit. And it helped, but it didn't totally reduce it. And then people were also saying that if you turn the brightness down, that helps to reduce some of the blurring, because I guess when you got to turn it all the way up to HDR and shit like that, it's so bright, it sounds like it kind of bleeds over into other colors and causes blur and shit like that. So that helped too, turning down the brightness. And then they sent out an update, and what I think they did was move some resources around. I think they stripped out, you know, details, you know, stripped out blades of grass and stuff like that to make it look to free up resources to raise the resolution and reduce the blur. Because like some parts, when you play this game in VR, in the distance the grass looks like a green carpet, and when you see the grass up close, you know, there's a few blades of grass, but for the most part it still looks like a mat, which I'm fine with that, because I said that a long time ago, that I would rather have some of the assets stripped out in order to get a clear picture, instead of having a whole bunch of details and it's blurry as shit. The one thing I will say that this game in VR has over everybody else, because you see the crowd moving around, like you see the crowd moving and shit like that, it makes this track look alive. You know, you see the staff, you see the people walking up there, up top. Just when you stop, you pull over and look at that stuff, it makes the track and the audience look alive. And that's definitely one advantage they got over everybody else. Oh, TV turned off, so if you guys have been commenting, I haven't been getting them, sorry.
Great Tantrum said, I don't believe that. I think it can. They did it the screwed up way to match the 60 FPS frame times over across the board of all versions of this game. Remember, it is available on OG PS4 too.
Hold on a second, Tantrum. Okay, I mean, in that aspect, Tantrum, we can agree to disagree. But I don't think...
SFB player said, I grew up paying 25 cents to play Pong, so to me, this is amazing.
It is amazing. To come back to your point, Tantrum, I do think that this headset can... Damn, it's 9 o'clock. I can't believe it's this damn late already. I do believe that this headset can run a good number of games at 90 frames per second, but I just don't think this is one of them. I think they would have to strip out so many assets in order to free up resources to give this game a native 90 frames. I just don't think it can do it. I mean, it took me to be able to... I had to build a $4,000 PC in order to be able to play ACC at a native 90 frames per second at the high resolution that I'm running it at VR epic settings. Because, you know, you know what? Hold on, I should show you guys this video. Because he showed you some of the differences between ACC and GT7 in VR.
Great Tantrum said, I know PD wants to make sure the game looks good.
Yeah.
I get that.
Okay, I'm gonna show you guys Ham's video. Let's see. ACC. Yeah, he's got 2 videos. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys the videos real quick. So hold on a second here. Let me close all this shit. Okay, so I'm gonna switch it over. So hold on a second, folks. Okay, so these are Ham's 2 videos. So we'll look at the ACC one first.
Turn on, but I can still see it.
Right there. There's the detail right there. So if you look right there, it's kind of blurry, but up here in the upper left corner is the ACC version running on his 4090 with a Reverb G2. We both of us have 4090s, and we both have
said, yeah, people would complain and say, why does GT7 VR look like a PS2-3 game just to hit 90 FPS?
So let me show you some of the details here. One is blurry, but right there where my cursor is, you see the flags right there on the ACC version. There's no flags on the GT7 version, and then I'll point out something else.
So actually, there's no board. Turn on.
Right here, this is the GT7 version. Right there at turn 1, on ACC, there's a billboard there that usually says Fanatec on it. That billboard isn't there here. This is just some of the small details that they had to strip out in order to free up resources to get this thing to run good.
But I can still see it clearly.
And even though I froze it, when you look down at the buttons on the card, the ACC on his 4090 was clear.
So there is some carbon fiber detailing, but I'd say the details on ACC do look better inside the cabin if you really look for it. Steering wheel, not quite as good, but when you're actually racing, you don't tend to notice these things so much. I've lost a lot of the flags, so
right there. So you see the flags right here on the ACZ version. Those flags aren't there. And then way down there at the end where my cursor is at, it's really hard to see it, but there's a billboard down there at turn 1.
you'll probably see in the video comparison the differences.
Great Tantrum said, GT7 VR has better lighting.
Let's check out his other video. So this is his comparison with Automobilista 2.
Great Tantrum said, the trees on GT7 looks muddy whereas Automobilista 2 captures the blades and stems.
Yeah, good analogy. Good analysis. Let's come on back. So that was one thing that I had noticed, like the trees, the trees on GT7 flat screen, if you get close enough, you can see some individual leaves, but when it's in VR, the trees kind of look blotchy.
Said, they both looks good though.
Yeah, they do.
I gonna be ninja. Said, when life gets sad or whatever, it's good know I always have you guys to talk to. Thanks for being you.
Oh, thank you so much, Ninja. Yeah, you're right, Tantrum. They both look good, and hey, that's the beauty. I mean, I've got both PC and PSVR 2, so no matter what I want to do, I'm covered across the board. So speaking of something else that, like, the thing about the schedule that
Great Tantrum said, blotchy trees yet.
Yeah, the trees look blotchy, but I mean, I'm not gonna complain about that because at 200 miles an hour, who's got time to stop and look at trees? But that's still the facts though, because in ACC in VR, if I pull over
Great
to the
Tantrum
trees,
said, the madness engine of ASM2 is no joke.
Absolutely. Yeah, but even in ACC, when I pull over and look at all the trees, you can see the individual leaves in VR. It's so even though it's poorly optimized, with ACC, it is cut and dry. The more powerful your PC is, the better you can make ACC look in VR. And I've got ACC looking to the point where only Automobile Lister 2 looks better on my PC. So if you wanted me to rank how good the games look in VR, I would say Automobile Lister 2 looks best, ACC looks second best, and that's because I'm using a super powerful PC.
I gonna be ninja said, I remember my friend's Carlton's house in the early 2000s. He had Gran Turismo game for PlayStation 1. I only had a N64. Man, PlayStation always looked so much better than Nintendo.
Yeah. But where we're at now, as far as gaming goes, it's almost no matter what platform you play on, the games look good. So, yeah, order of how good they look. Automobile Lister 2. This is just based on my hardware. I'm not saying this is in general. This is based on my hardware, the way I have things set up. Automobile Lister 2 looks best. ACC is second. Gran Turismo 7 is third. F1 22 is fourth. Maybe Project Cars 2 is tied for fourth. I don't know, but
I gonna be ninja said, Nintendo still doesn't do AAA really.
Ooh, excuse me. I would consider Nintendo games AAA. It just may not be what some of us consider AAA, but I think a lot of money and quality goes into Nintendo games. So I think I'm going to hang it up and grab a bite to eat. I was able to close the show on a good note and get a win today. So I will say this. Before GT7 got VR support, I had not gotten any wins.
Great Tantrum said, where does Grid Legends sit? Beaming face with smiling eyes. I gonna be ninja said, they cool, they my childhood like a lot of us.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry about that. Tantrum, where does Grid Legends sit? This is the part that I think people don't understand, is how demanding VR is. And people feel like that's a lazy port. I don't really think it is. I think they did the best they could and still try to get that thing to run good, because
I gonna be ninja said, sorry, my last text I didn't mean.
No, you're good. You're good, Ninja. They stripped out some details, Grid Legends on the Quest, but at the same time,
said, Grid Legends is okay but not great.
Yeah. What the hell? Looks like my pedal plate moved. Okay. So one of the things that surprised me about Grid Legends is the bloom.
Said, personally I enjoy arcade burnout game. Or for realistic.
Oh boy, excuse me. I prefer Sims. I'm not really an arcade person, so I can't do the burnouts, the Need for Speeds and stuff like that. I mean, if the Need for Speed were to get VR support, I would probably grab it just to say that I got another racing game.
Said, no, I understand about Grid Legends. You are asking a mobile chipset to do something so demanding.
Yeah, you said it right there, Tantrum. And then not only that, you getting a full game. It's not like because it's on a mobile chipset, it's not a situation where you're getting a portion of the game. You're getting the entire game. It's just the graphics. You know, it's such a huge compromise to be able to get that thing to run on there. But one of the things that really did surprise me was I did a night race on Grid Legends.
I gonna be ninja. Said, Need for Speed VR, yes.
Yeah, definitely. I was surprised with Grid Legends, the bloom. So when cars were behind me and their lights were shining inside the car, I was surprised to see that on a Quest version. So there were some parts where, okay, I saw where they stripped out details, but there was parts that they left in there that I was surprised. And the bloom from night races was one of them. I was, you know, I was able to see. My biggest problem with the graphics on Grid Legends is that it's so jaggy that it's hard to see corners until it's hard to judge a corner until you actually get there. But I did a review. I put up a review video for Grid Legends because Gamertag sent me a key to Grid Legends, and at some point I really do want to get back into it and play it a little bit more. I'll play it, but I don't want to get used to playing it because I don't want to start getting used to using those touch controllers in order to play a sim racing game. So yeah, with that, I am going to boogie on out of here. I want to thank you all for watching, and grab a bite to eat and call it a night. And sit back and watch some people, other people,
Great Tantrum stuff. Said, now, if Grid Legends come to PSVR 2.
That is a strong possibility. You know what I think, Tantrum? I think they might already, unless they're gonna wait until, like, if there's a Grid Legends game next year, then maybe they'll wait until then to give it VR support. But if they don't plan on making a Grid Legends game for another couple of years or something like that, then yeah, I think it's a strong possibility the current game could get VR support on PSVR 2. If they could do it on the Quest, they could definitely do it on PSVR. No question about that. That being said, I also think F123 is going to get VR support on PSVR 2 as well. And if they do that, I'm going to double dip. I'm going to get it on both PC and PSVR 2. So the shame in all this is that I wish ACC would get VR support on PSVR 2, but the developer directly answered my question and said no. Said the console's not strong enough. So, all right, I've been babbling. Thanks for watching, everybody. And we will see you. Let's see here. For those that want to see me race ACC, check me out on Twitch. Link to my Twitch channel is in the description. Follow me on Twitch. And usually at about 4:15, I run 2 races on ACC for the Low Fuel Motorsports Daily Race. This week, I think I'm going to try to take a break away from the track.
Said, LOL. Yeah, if it is worth it.
Yeah, no doubt. I think I'm going to try to take a break from the track this weekend, and maybe stream Ghost of Tabor. It is a indie. It is a definitely an indie looking game.
I
But
gonna be ninja. Said. Stay safe. Lock doors.
definitely.
I gonna be ninja. Said. TTYL everyone.
Yep. Talk to you later. So be on the lookout for me to stream something different besides the track this weekend. I might do a LFM race, a 45-minute race, but I want to play Ghost of Tabor this week. So be on the lookout for that. Also, don't forget Saturdays, 11 a.m. live from Wakanda with my co-host Craig Harris as we talk about the latest gaming news, rumors, speculation, the Activision, Microsoft, Razzmatazz, all that good stuff. So with that, we'll see you all on the next one. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll see you soon. Until then, you all know the line. Wakanda forever. Long live the king. And deuces. We'll see you soon, everybody. Have a good one.
Great tantrum. Said. Later Lincoln and chat.